Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well too. My left, I've got Scott. So good morning.
Morning, Dan. How we doing?
All right, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good, mate. Looking forward to tonight.
How are you feeling going into tonight against Fulham after a week's break and the Bournemouth game?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's giving it that time to get over those doldrums that followed from the Bournemouth game. So I think it was a bit of a shock for everybody, wasn't it? Really,
Mm,
that second half. But yeah, I think it's been a bit of a bonus to get that. Obviously, sad what happened for why the game was postponed, but
mm,
it's done us some favours in many respects because we need time on the training pitch and people need to spend time with his players. So, yeah, I think it's been a little bit of a bonus, to be honest. And to say that Mangala's back training, um, fingers crossed, we'll see tonight, won't we, if
mm,
whether it has an impact.
mm. Definitely. I mean, it's that. I mean, like you said, that second half it weren't the best, and I think hopefully tonight we can see that difference on the training pitch from the 13 days because obviously it's not really had that time to gel everyone. Well, he has most of them, but not all of them. So it'd be nice. Hopefully, we see that difference tonight.
Yeah, just hope so. We had, I think, Bowley side as well. So, he's got some time to bed. And I think tonight, I'm hoping he's going to be playing because I think we are struggling at the back with that back three that got promoted, and they've gone up a division. And I think we need some Premier League proper experience. I mean, as much as I love Steve Cook, he's coming towards the end of his career, and Cookie I think will play a big part in the season anyway. As somebody who will come on and shore things up. But I think as a starter, we need somebody that can really, I think, lead that back line. And I'm hoping that Bolly, will be that type of player because, we're up against Mitrovic tonight,
Mm.
and he started the season really, really well, in the Premier League. So yeah, I think if we can get to grips with him and get Mangala on the ball, then hopefully we'll see, a better all-round game. It wasn't all bad against Bournemouth. We just fell apart in that second period.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that what we did. That was that Mandala getting on the ball. I'm not saying that Yates he can't do it because he's proven he can. But Mandala he has that something about him that can get on the ball and play it. And I said about you said about showing up that with Bowler. I mean, there've been a lot about the defense, and for me, the big one with McKenna went with that last goal. No, instead of McKenna being McKenna, not putting it into where he said, why he tried to pass it back. I know there not been a lot of criticism on it, but hopefully that they all learn from that Bournemouth game.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point that you raise there because it kind of really irritated me the fans' reaction after the game, and during the match it was really frustrating that they've turned up for all these big games, the back end of last season, the West Ham the first game, the Spurs at home, and then it comes down to Bournemouth coming. And the atmosphere was very different, and it was always an expectation that we'll be beating these. And they were outsung. They were outsung by the Bournemouth fans. I was there as well. We were outsung by the Bournemouth fans, and they got the tails up. And what particularly disappointed me was some of the crying out at people like Joe Worrell when he gave the ball away, trying to get something moving out the back. And I personally think that's the kind of thing that got Scott McKenna in a bit of a pickle, because if that's 1-1 or we're 2-1 up, he just boots that over the main stand, and it doesn't matter. And it was almost like, I don't know, it's almost like he felt maybe that pressure that we've got to keep the ball, we've got to keep possession, and he got it wrong. And yeah, it's a bit of a tough lesson for Scott because he hasn't put a foot wrong. I think he's been our best defender so far this season. I don't think he has looked out of place. But you worry about what that's going to do to his confidence, and the fans have got to get behind him, and it's the same tonight. This is a massive. Every game is massive, 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 and this booing at full time. Honestly, I'd take people bloody tickets off them and season tickets.
Yeah, I would as well, to be fair. And I think I must have moaned about it that Saturday night and Sunday. Like, the, I get that fans want us to win, but they need to get behind the team more than out, because then it's only going to help the players. I mean, you've seen it back end of last season, as you said, when we got behind them, we've been the 12th man.
Yeah, and it was needed. It was needed. I mean, to be fair, I get it that the performance wasn't great and it was frustrating, but this is the difference between being, a supporter is somebody who supports the team, not somebody who boos and starts moaning. People were booing. My brother was sat somewhere else, and somebody was booing at full time and slagging them all off. And it's all right when you're singing Muller Kintyre and it's you're getting behind them when it's good, but when it's bad, I don't think it shows us up in very good light, and I think it's really disappointing for the players. And I think it's really disappointing for Steve Cooper that the crowd can turn like that. And I think it's Forest fans need to get a grip, and it's not obviously it's a minority, but people need to get a grip because this is going to be a long, tough season.
Definitely. It will do, to be fair, and I couldn't agree more on that one. Well, you said as well that we're playing against Mitchford tonight. Obviously, he scored that hat trick against us last season and broke so many records. He started again this season scoring goals. And then, hopefully, well, if Bowler starts tonight, obviously he will be that sort of man that probably will be marking um, Mitchford, as you said.
Yeah, well, I suppose last season they didn't do too bad against them anyway, with the same back three, so they probably feel reasonably confident. But I think especially Joe Worrell and McKenna, they're new to the Premier League, and I think it would do in the world of good to have somebody to real grab that game by the scruff of the neck and just show that extra bit of league quality. I don't know too much about Bolly, to be fair, so we'll have to wait and see. But I'm hoping he's going to be that kind of player that can just step up and just bring the kind of confidence up of you around him.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. What's your score prediction for tonight?
Crikey. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw.
You got anyone particular to score?
I'm going to go with Brennan and I'm going to go with Morgan White-Gibbs. I thought, just to add quickly, that some of the first half football that they played against Bournemouth, some of the one-touch passing with Lingard, Brennan, Morgan Gibbs White, I thought it was outstanding, to be fair. So you kind of think another 2 weeks on the training ground, a bit more of that. That's what we want to see. And I thought it was really kind of, at times, it looked really exciting stuff.
Yeah, I know we didn't talk so on about that attacking Sunny. As you said it was exciting to see that one touch football between them three. Um, so would you want to keep them three up front tonight, or would you bring in? Well, I know you sort of said it, but would you bring in a striker tonight, or would you keep them three?
No, and I think this is the conundrum he's got to solve, because as much as that good as that one-touch football was, we got in behind. He was not a striker in the box. Do you know what I mean? We need that presence of somebody that wants to score goals, is that natural finisher. And I don't. I mean, to be fair, Brennan is fantastic in front of goal when he gets a chance. But I still think we need that. That old-fashioned type, typical striker who wants to score goals. And I would give a Wanye a go, but I'm not sure who will take out of Brennan, Jesse, or Morgan Gibbs White. I mean, I think Gibbs White's been fantastic, so I wouldn't be taking him out. So this is it. It's competition for places, isn't it? We've got to win games, and there can't be any room for sentimentality. We've got to win games, and if people want to be in the team, they've got to be proper, full on it, 100% doing the business.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Do you want to say about your social before we finish?
Yeah, you can follow me on Munich and Madrid on Twitter.
Yeah. So, that following, guys. So, I'd like to say thank you for watching and goodbye.